You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Monday, August 29th, 2022. How the hell are you? Me? Thanks for asking. But I think I'm a little tired at this moment. Tried the Artemis launch. Started driving down there, get a message on the maps that says 3 hours and 9 minutes to location. Before, it said 98 minutes to get there. What changed? Well, there was construction on the freeway, but it doesn't matter because the launch didn't go. So I didn't really go that far. Yeah, it sucked. Staying up, third phase was going live, thinking, I'm going to call in. And I was going to call in as soon as we got the go-ahead for the launch. And then it came back as a dud. I'm on the way down there now, guys. I'm almost there. Didn't happen. So I think they're going to try again. What, September 2nd? When is that? The 2nd is Thursday, Friday? Nobody? Anybody? It is Tuesday next week. Right? Yeah. Oh, wow. We got the holiday coming up. Interesting show we're going to have tonight. It just seems weird right now. It's really bizarre. I just spent the last hour driving around looking for coils for this, and nobody has them. They sell me something that I can't use. I was mad. Said there's no other options. I'm stuck with this. What a piece of shit. You know, how do you sell something and don't have the replacement products for when you need them? Coils. So I've been driving around in incredible rain and thunder and lightning. I got some on video. I can't show you now, but tomorrow, it's just been crazy. They said before this hurricane season started, and this time of year, you know, it always rains between 3 and 6 here in Florida in the summer. They said it's going to be the driest year. They predicted. It has been the wettest year and the hottest year. These people don't know what they're doing. How do they not know? How? It's amazing to me. Anyway, tonight, I do want to talk about something, UFOs, for a change. We never talk about UFOs. We do every day. They're supposed to be rare, right? You could go your whole life and never see a real UFO. However, some people are seeing them every day. It's amazing, right? These people should have the Nobel Prize. They brought disclosure. They're proving everything we thought. The existence of aliens does exist outside of this solar system. How would we feel if an alien threat from outside this world... You know what we would do. Gush. We'd come up from underneath like they did in Viet Cong. Right? Where are my veterans? There you go. Thank you for your service. I heard somewhere that now veterans don't like hearing that. Is that true? Thank you for your service. They want us to say something else, these wokeists. Yeah. Thank you for your service, gentlemen, because that's what it was. Bravery on another level, putting your life on the line for another, for a cause. That is the ultimate sacrifice. You can't deny that. We're not doing that here in ufology. Let's not get crazy, Sean Cahill, thinking that you need to have Lou's position, right? That's the rumors that go around. Oh yeah, he doesn't want to be around Lou. I don't know about that, but I'm just saying. Who do we want? I don't want anybody to have a voice for me in this community. I never asked or voted in Lou. Did you? Who would we go with? I know we talk about this all the time, but seriously, Gary P. Nolan, professor, thinks that, he's going to be the next Lou. If that guy becomes the next Lou, God help us all. God help ufology. Alien bless it, bless this. Friggin' A. Can't happen. Anyway. That's right. I'm drinking a snack. Do a little roll call for the kids. Michigan, UFO sightings and paranormal encounters. Welcome to this show. Moonlit, welcome to this show. Jose Sanchez, welcome to this show. Magna, welcome to the show. Rebecca Wiles, the Lavender Rose, Country Road, take me home. By my feet and not by stone. Lavender Rose. Helen Crystal Energy, welcome to the show. Brookers, welcome to the show. Sky Allen, welcome to this show. Darkest Guna. What do you say there, Chief? Welcome to the show. Alfie Joe Bob, welcome to the show. Zach Diecast Monsu, welcome to the show. Samo, Goofonian Rockstar with the Goof on Lives profile banner, BOGO, the logo thing. Bernie Muro, welcome to the show, Samo. Bernie, welcome to this show. Claudia Rodriguez as well, welcome to the show. Tim Freestone, welcome to the show. Mary Jose Sparrow. Josie, welcome to the show. All right, now we're going to go to the front door, See who just came in. Born to Fly, where'd you go? Jumped on me. There you are. Welcome to the show. Tom C. What's up, man? AZ man, how you doing? Carlin! Welcome to the... And David Wilcox. All right, if I didn't say your name, welcome to the show, David. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Means we got to keep moving on. Right, Nathan? Welcome to the show. All right, Mark Torana, sorry. I was glancing around. Good to see you, Chief. El Mundo Secreto de Jose. Welcome to the show. And a mucho gusto, Generos. Your time is valuable. Shadi Panoran, welcome to the show. All right. Stavros. I know, no S on the second. I just did it. And Richie Hag. What's up, Richie? Welcome to the show. Now we start. Like I said, if I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do. So let's go. I know I'm not wearing my button-up polo golf shirt today. I was out in the rain, and I'm not going to ruin a good shirt. So I forgot. I forgot to change shirts. Yeah, I just noticed it. I'm going like this, and I'm like, it feels weird. And then I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You wear the wrong clothes. You know what I should do? Because I think people, now that they know the word's out, that Goofon nailed it about Lou, everybody's talking about it. Twitter's up in, nobody's talking about it. But, you know, there's people that watch this show that I didn't know watched this show, and now I feel self-conscious. Maybe I should start wearing a tie. I'm thinking about bringing in the tie. No, I'm just kidding. I would never wear a tie again. That was my vow when I quit the car business. That's right. I will never wear a tie again for work. If you have to wear a tie for work, I feel for you. It's not easy. Ladies think, oh yeah, shit, we got to wear heels, pantyhose. We even got to wear underwear, They got the bras with the things that dig into them. I can never be a woman and have to dress like that every day. I told my ex-wife, I know why you're... cranky. Because you got to walk in those heels, those shoes. Your feet look, like, I don't know. No, she had nice feet. But, women wear those shoes and I'm like, God damn, why would they? Why would they put their foot into something that hurts? And who would make a shoe like that? It's really odd. Women, their feet, they take some serious abuse, guys. When I wear dress shoes, they make them nice for guys. They feel pretty darn good. Some Tom McCann's or, I don't know. What is it? Johnson & Johnson? What's that one? Thomas Jenner? What's that one shoe that, I don't know. Tom McCann? Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, that's for the day show tomorrow. We'll talk about clothing tomorrow on the day show. Goof on Lives. All right, I'm going to show you a video of what ufology is actually like right at the moment. It's really short. But this is ufology in this very moment. You ready? Here we go.
Want to fight when the gate is between them.
That's it. Oh. And the gate's open. Oh shit. We're going to be friends now. But when they're behind their computers, talking all that smack, it's like this.
To fight when the gate is between them.
But believe me, in person it would go something like this. Oh shit, he can eat me. Oh shit. And that's sad. Nobody should feel that way in ufology. That's a shame. Nobody should feel that way. This should be a safe space. Like Goofon. Goofon's a a safe space. It really is. Yeah, you come here, you don't get attacked. That's what we don't do here. It's funny, you go over to the other side of the planet and you get attacked. It's amazing. I love this planet. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everything. Let me wet your palate with a little bit of this. just to get you in the mood. This is not what we're talking about yet, but just a little bit of something to get your palate.
Did no interviews with the press. He released no statements. Then, in October 2021, he finally stepped out of the shadows to tell his story. Lakatsky teamed up with the authors of the first Skinwalker book, Colm Kelleher, the Bass Project Manager,
and George Piece of
Knapp,
Crap,
a journalist and close Bigelow associate. Together, they wrote and released a new book titled Skinwalkers at the Pentagon.
So we got Helen Kelleher, right? Colm Helen Kelleher, and George Piece of Crap Knapp. Yeah. I said I was going to be nice, so I'm being nice. George Knapp, obviously, is the mentor and friend of Jeremy Corbell, so you see what he's teaching Corbell. Now you understand why I'm not a big fan of George Knapp. I used to be. But once he got involved with TTSA the way he did, and the documentaries on Skinwalker and Bob Lazar and Jeremy Corbell, he's made some bad decisions. Although he would say they're great decisions, and financially, sure. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? What can they do for me? It's all about them. It's not about us. If it was about us, don't you think we would see some evidence by now? Look, I was going to title this show, let's just talk about the good stuff today. And I was thinking, and it hurt, because the good stuff, if you really want to talk, you want to talk about the good stuff? Let's talk about the good stuff. Matter of fact, before Lou Elizondo, where were we? That's what I want to know. Because if we're in a place before Lou Elizondo that was so drastically different than where we are today, then progress has been made. Or has it? So, before Elizondo, pilots weren't allowed, let me go back. They were allowed to report strange things, but they got demoted, more or less, or pilots, they were assigned to fly a desk, is what some people would say, if they reported these things, because how could their brain be normal if they're seeing these objects out while they're flying? We can't have this crazy guy. So what would you rather them do? Not tell you, and all the crazy shit's happening, and one day one of these objects hit an airplane, and you're wondering, well, something happened. Must have been a pigeon or something. Yeah. The size of a 40-foot saucer. It was ridiculous. And it was wrong. So that's a positive. Now pilots can report anything they want that they think is a alien, UFO, right? If they were injured by the UFO, anything, they can report it now. So that's a positive, all right? I don't mind that. Before, we had, I guess, OSAP with the nickname A-Tip for Lou. And that was a secret, or tried to be, right? But now we have our own office. And we're going to have no transparency, so it's just like not getting the office. But at least they have the office to play around and go country to country trying to spy on what our allies are seeing. It's all about getting their information. That's all this is. That's all this is. They act like they don't know what these objects are, so it gives them the threat assessment saying, we don't know. How stupid are we? Wait, scratch that. How stupid do they think we are? Very. And obviously we are. We have seen the public in action the last 2 years. Don't let me get into the lettered groups, okay? Because you know what I mean. Burning, killing, maiming, raping. Yeah, it was okay. Looting, shooting, stabbing. It's all right. They're a problem. They live on the streets. They're not well. We're not going to put them in jail for the crimes they're committing. Great job. Anyway, so what's changed? What else has changed in ufology? We got that office. Pilots can now freely, any government person can freely discuss and report their UFO encounter and not be demoted, made fun. Well, they'll be made fun of, trust me. Hey, Roy, did you hear what Jay did? Yeah. He got in a dog fight with the UFO. Hey, you did, huh? What'd they do? Disappear? They rape you? Did they anally probe you? Yeah, as a matter of fact, they did. And they're coming for you. Get out of here. No, I'm serious. They're coming for all of us. Joey, get the special meatballs from Ma! This guy's losing it. So you can't. You still probably don't want to report that stuff unless it somehow violated your inner space or your passengers on your airplane, something to that nature. What else did we get in this field? The congressional hearing, which was pretty much a nothing burger. We had the 90-day preliminary report, which was pretty much a nothing burger. Do you see the pattern? It's everything I've been saying. It looks like they're working really hard, but they're not. They're doing nothing. They got what they wanted, and now they're trying to get more. They've infiltrated the Galileo project. That is all CIA, FBI, ex-government officials now. You know that? Do you see all the people that are in it that are from the government? I mean, it's like, hey, thanks a lot, Avi Loeb, for being such a gullible person that somebody convinced you that getting a telescope here, there, and everywhere would be great for you and the public because you're going to be so transparent. Anything that comes into view, any alien ship, creature, speck of dust, we're going to show the public. Guess what? You're not. You're not. So you could say goodbye to the Galileo project before it even gets off and running, which it may never get off and running, but I think it is going to get off and running. But they do need $100 million. Hey, Biden, can you give our guys 200 mil? I mean, you're giving all these billions to Ukraine. Can you help a couple of people in ufology? Yeah, let's give our money to a country that I can give a shit about. I care about people, but I don't give a shit about Russia or Ukraine. By the way, we are at war with Russia, in case you're wondering. They just haven't told us yet. I'm just saying. Oh, that's so good when it's cold. Hey, anybody who's drinking aspartame or whatever it's called, aspartame, stop it. That shit is so bad for you. I can't even have anything with it or I get sick. I figured that out all on my own with a little bit of help. Somebody asked me, is there aspartame in that? And I'm like, I don't know. Is it aspartame? Sure enough, I looked in it. It was the fourth from the top of ingredients that was in my Crystal Light. Stopped drinking it. Haven't been sick since. All right. What do we got here? What is this? UFO Planet has a sighting here. What? Oh, I think we showed this. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm looking for here's one. Joey Franco. Have anybody ever heard of Joey Franco? Anybody? Moonlicht? Holy crap, dude. Thanks. Did I mention super chats today? Well, thank you, Moonlicht. He says, thank you for the truthology, Richie. Yeah, that's right. Let people know we are truthology for ufology. That is 1,000,000% true. People are starting to notice that here. And you know what? Thank God. I'm not saying I'm always right, but it's nice to know that people recognize when you're right. And that was something to be right about that other people hated me for. But anyway, truthology for ufology. Moonlicht, you're a good friend of the show. I think this is the first super chat of the day. So you know what that means, right? Of course you do. For those people who are new here, thank you, Moonlicht, for the $20 super chat. Thank you for the truthology, Richie. Gosh. All over the lying, cheating, stealing charlatans that are on the other side. Mucho gusto, generoso. Thanks. I appreciate it. I don't want to be a jerk anymore. Yes, I do. I don't think I am a jerk. No, I'm just saying that. I don't see how I've been a jerk. It's not about me. It's not about me. All right, let me look. I don't want to miss something. I missed some shit yesterday, I think. Okay, good. And good. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks, Moonlight. So, I have a sighting here from, what's his name? Paul Franco? Joey Franco. Joey Begadonuts Franco. He says, filming in thermal from the place I filmed something. Oh, the place I filmed made contact with the real UFO. Yeah. Filming in thermal from the place I filmed made contact with the real UFO. That's the title. Makes no sense to me.
What the heck is that?
It's an iridium flare satellite.
That is a big round object.
You understand what's going on here already,
Man,
right? Remember the ones
cool.
I showed you of mine? That's what this is. He just doesn't understand.
What is that?
He doesn't understand that is an iridium flare satellite. He's got 2,174 subscribers. And in my opinion, I think he's just learning. It sounds like it to me. But hey, I made the same mistakes Joey Franco's making. Big time. But you must, as a researcher, as a UFO hunter, do not believe... Nobody's going to care. You know, I could tell this person till I'm blue in the face, and they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to keep thinking they're seeing UFOs. I already know. I reached out to him. He didn't reply. I wonder if he commented on what I said. Oh, he did. I said, because I said this is not UFOs. You're seeing mundane objects, which misspelled, and it says mydane. I've been doing this for a while. I have over 22,000 hours. Everything in the sky you captured bugs, ... Sorry, Mr. Franco, but you haven't captured any UFOs I've seen. You must be honest with yourself, because I get the feeling you think you're capturing alien ships, because he says it, secret technology, or whatever your mind tells you to see. You just can't call stuff UFOs because you can't explain what you saw. You need to listen to someone who knows, who's made every mistake in the book. Bop-ba-dop-ba-dop, I'm here to help. And he said, bye. He wrote back and said, bye. Do you see? Unbelievable. I don't want to attack Mr. Franco, but why not have the conversation? Why wouldn't he say, Why do you think I'm capturing satellites? Why do you think I'm capturing bugs? What does he say? Bye. You want to know why? Because these people need this to be real to feel important. I didn't need that. I already knew I was important. My mother told me that all the time. You're not that important. Oh, that's right. So I knew I wasn't important. My mom always said, you're not that special. You're special to me, but to everybody else, you're just another dick. True story. True story. She goes, but, you know, I got your back, always will. Moms do. I wanted to help this guy. He didn't want my help. He says, bye. The difference between him and me, and this is what I am going to start making people sick, because I'm going to be talking about myself and the great accomplishments of capturing dots. I captured the best dots on the planet, mind you. Nobody has better dots than me. My dots look like humanoids. I can laugh at myself. I know what I've captured. There's some things I can't explain, but most of them I did. And when somebody told me, after I recorded 1,500 of iridium flare satellites over 11 months, I was for sure, I was James Gilliland when James Gilliland was lying. I thought I was seeing the real thing. And nobody told me differently for 11 months. Then I got a message, an email from a guy who knows what iridium flare satellites were. And he messaged me and he goes, the time and date on your camera tells me this is an iridium flare satellite. And he says, I looked up a couple others and they all match up to and I didn't know what an iridium flare satellite was. You know what I did from that point on? I stopped recording them. I didn't keep going outside, recording them, and saying to myself, I don't care what anybody says. This looks like it's in the atmosphere. This looks like it's only 1,000 feet up. This doesn't look like it's in space. It's got to be here. My eyes wouldn't lie to me. I think I know what a balloon is. I think I know what a satellite is. Well, I didn't. I didn't know what an iridium flare satellite was. And when he explained it to me and I rewatched the video, it was over. That was for Brenton Blake. It was over. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying. Some people can't accept the truth. And what do? They keep doing this over and over and over and over and over and over and never learning. Then what happens? Then other people think, oh my God, they're seeing it too. And then they get onto it and they start talking to each other. And then they say, hey, have you ever heard of Goofon? He tells us this iridium flare satellites. F that guy, dude. He doesn't know shit. And they don't know the history. Sad. So let me ask. All right. Here's an analogy. Who would you like to talk to about your abduction? Would you want to talk to somebody like Whitley Strieber, or would you want to talk to Lou Elizondo, Gary Nolan? Would you want to talk to those people? Travis Taylor? Why would you? What do you want to do? You want to talk to another experiencer who's had the same experience as you, maybe not exactly, but that's what people like us are here for. Even though Whitley Strieber, I don't believe anything after that first experience he had. Let's not forget, he is a writer. And he's got an imagination. And I'm not sure if he really was abducted back in the 70s, and all that shit that made that movie Communion with Christopher Walken, the book. I don't know. I don't know if it really happened, but I'm going to give him that because apparently it did, according to a lot of people. So I don't believe it, but I'm going to say it happened. Just like Bledsoe. Bledsoe had that first experience. Then after that, he went quiet for a while. And then he popped up with all these stories of being visited and these lights and all this shit. And he started becoming like an icon, cult icon here in the community, like Anjali has become. Not as to the level, but people need something to grasp onto to make them feel special. And alien abductions and UFOs is the best one ever. Because there's never any good evidence, and any evidence that's out there is shitty. And nobody's walking around with UFO footage. It's not that regular. People think that seeing UFOs is something that happens every day. Sure, it does happen every day, but they're not alien. It's not alien technology. It's us. It's us with our secret technology. I just don't know about the alien abduction stories. I've had some strange dreams, which didn't seem like dreams at the time, but I'm saying they were because that's how I'm interpreting it. And I know what I saw, and it sucked, and it was great. It was so scary for an instant. And then once it was gone and out of visual, something or another, it was easy to say it didn't happen. I don't know. I need, if I get abducted, and for me to think it really happened, I would need the aliens to touch me. I need something to feel. Like just looking at them is fine. But if I get them touching me, you ever notice that? I don't know about your dreams, but in my dreams, nobody ever touches me. I never interact with the people in my dreams to where they ever touched me. It's never happened. I thought about that the other day. Anybody else in your dreams? I mean, I've had that one dream where the guy put his fingers down my throat, and then when he pulled them out, I woke up and I tasted the salt and the dirt from his fingers and saw the dirty fingernails. It was so gross, and it smelled like he had his hand down his pants. Probably cleaned his butt. You know, he did a check, you know, he went like this, and then, you know, he probably did that right before he stuck it in my mouth, trying to kill me. It was Satan. That was Satan. That's the Ouija board effect. That was the time the Ouija board was playing a part in my life. And as the title on the thumbnail suggests, be careful what you wish for. Oh yeah, I wished for it. And it happened. And who knows, it may still be happening today. But I haven't touched that Ouija board for what? Almost 2 years? 2019, 2020 I touched it, and I haven't touched it since. So it's been 2 years since June. Well, the reason I know, because I did it on the anniversary of my dog's death. That was the last time I used it. It was just by chance. It had nothing to do with the dog or anything, but I took it out that night. I took it out. He took it out. He took it out. What's that from? He took it out. Well, he showed you who he really was. I'm going to open up. Now, I want you to just watch this because I don't know if this is true, but I'm really scared. They're trying to scare us.
There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into Hebrew. The letter Vav is also the number 6. Short top, long tail. Short top, long tail. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O? There's a cross. Okay. What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name Monster? So I thought, well, maybe this is a Christian company then. BFC at the bottom of the can. Do you know what that stands for? That's the F word. big can. In fact, they write it on the side of the can, so I know that's the F word.
Okay.
Now, do you know what a MILF is? Yes. That's on the box.
It ain't you, honey.
MILFs dig it, and you will too. This is not a Christian company at all. So why would they have put a cross on the can? Here is the message. Antichrist. 666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation.
Oh my
and
God.
look at Monsters ad. This is their statement. You see these M's everywhere. Hats, t-shirts, bumper stickers. Is there another agenda here? If God can use people and product, so can Satan. And look at it this way. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down.
Oh!
Bottoms up. And the devil laughs. Something to think about.
Wow.
Or it's just a really great advertising slogan, banner thingy. So what? Hey, she's not wrong. It's designed that way on purpose. That is weird, but it really, what's her point? What does she want? They're allowed to do that. It's freedom of speech. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Very interesting. I saw this tweet from Area 503, Manny, and he says, imagine being a senator and knocking on the door of a defense industry company and saying, hey, you guys know anything about UFOs? No? But Eric Davis says you do. This is not how investigations into disclosure go. Stephen Schiff is rolling in his grave. True. Imagine, now the weather balloon replied, imagine you, a university researcher, having the CIA knocking on your door asking you to have a look to the health issues that UFO experiencers had. And Area 503 replied, because the CIA has no medical experts? I mean, do they? Do they? Now they do, right? Professor Gary P. Nolan. Professor! He could have been on Gilligan's Island, that guy. So, Red Rum Joe was talking about us today. Red Rum Joe, Joe Merja. He says, Dave Scott at Spaced Out Radio and Bob McGuire kissed Goofon's ass and apologized to him in a recent SOR show and said he was right about lots of things. Right about what? He says, putting aside UFOs, you're putting your support behind a guy who's treated various women in this community like trash. Various, mind you. I treat everybody equally. And they don't like it if I treat a woman equally as a male. I open doors for both men and women, old people. You know, I pull a chair out for my mother, my father, and people in need. In restaurants, I've done it. I've done it at church. I moved a whole pew once. A pew, mind you. It's amazing that that's what they're using against me. However, that's what the left uses against everybody. That's a single white male or a white male or a privileged white male. Remember, white people are hated right now. by the mainstream media. You know? And they brought it to ufology. That's Red Rum Joe. That's who he is. He's on that side. That's why you got to watch out for these people. If you don't know who they are, I'm telling you who these people are. These are the people that are creating the conversations on UFO Twitter, other channels, podcasts, and websites. These are the people. We have our work cut out for us. But guess what? They're all fighting with each other. We're not. We're strong right now. Minus the angry channel, but he's only in it for himself. And most people that do what he's doing are only in it for themselves. That's why he had to go over to UCR. Because he needed the skills of somebody who could defame people and lie. That's all. And that's what you saw in that 15-minute video, was them working together on that a few months ago. It's amazing. Oh, here it is. They actually are making this a conversation on Twitter now about what Dave Scott said. I didn't know this. Hold on. I can't believe that they're spending this much time on us. Dave, Bob, and Rich have figured it out. Yeah, we did. He's got the video up here and everything. And then he says, tell your significant other everything or you're doomed in the end, unless it's classified. And Gary Reed allegedly strikes again. What? What? What does that? This is what I talk about. What does that mean? What does that mean? Joe Merja says 3 relevant to the UFO community, so I'm sharing. Tell your significant other everything or you're doomed in the end, unless it's classified. What does that have to do with anything? What the hell does that mean? This is what I'm talking about. He's trying to be funny. Nobody on that side is funny. I've never seen any of the woke people laughing. They're always angry. That's why they hate us here. Because we're happy to joke around. Not being a misogynist. Not attacking people with violence. We have an opinion that they don't like. And that hurts them. And you want to know why? Because the truth hurts. It always will. Maybe mommy and daddy didn't tell you everything. That life is hard. And you will have to make decisions on your own. Because mommy and daddy won't be there for you every step of the way. Someday you'll have to grow up. Well, maybe that someday is now. Maybe you can see it's okay to laugh. It's okay to call somebody out and have a different opinion. It's okay to be passionate about this field. And the reason some of us are passionate, because we have a lot invested in it. Our own experiences, our own sightings, evidence that a lot of people don't have who claim they are being abducted or have experiences. Everything I have done for this field has been for the good of the field, not the bad. So if I'm calling one of your heroes out for lying, maybe you should pay attention next time. Because that's why you're all fighting with each other right now. Truth hurts. John 3:16. Agush. No, I don't know what that means. I want to see what Red Rum Joe queued up here. What did he do here? Queued up.
It's all good. I know the pieces of the puzzles are starting to fall into place.
Oh, and they're not falling where anybody thought they would.
No, that they're not. And I will say this. I'm going to be very vague with our UFO audience right now. I'm going to be very vague. But once again, take my advice. Read between the lines. This is what I am learning very fast over the last couple of months. Okay. I'm going to say the last 7 to 10 months. What we think is happening isn't happening.
Correct.
And what we know is happening isn't what they are showing us.
That's correct.
And those who are allegedly in the corner of everybody are only in the corners for themselves.
Absolutely. They're not in the corner for everybody else. They're only in the ring to win.
That's right.
Yes.
And they will screw Grant Cameron. They will screw anybody we love.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So far, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Is that not true? Is that not what we've seen? When Lou created the sock accounts, admitted all this stuff, fighting and leaving UCR over something that was his fault. It wasn't even Jimenez's fault. I believe him. I believe that it not like they were setting him up, but it just turned out that way. He was the victim of unfortunate circumstances, and I do feel for that. I know what that's like. But now you understand, Lou Jimenez, what it's like to be accused of something you didn't do. Okay? I admit I'm not perfect, but damn it, I'm going to say what everybody else is thinking because it's an opinion. You, nobody knows anything that's really going on. Only those who are in it. Lou knows what's going on, right? But he's not telling us. So we don't know what's going on. And if he did tell anybody in confidence, they're not telling anyone. Now, we can guess on what Lou's doing by what he's telling us he's doing. But there's more to that. And he's right. All the Lou's are right when they say, this goof-on guy doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what's going on. You're right. I've said that. So I can only guess what's going on by the evidence that's been brought to us, right? We all see the same thing. We all read it. Everybody's on the same level as far as getting the evidence, right? Whatever's put out in the public, we all can read it and make up our own minds. Mine just happened to be going off body language, the way Lou acted, the hypocrisy that I saw. Things didn't make sense from day one with this guy. And it wasn't like I figured it out instantly. And I'm not saying I figured everything out. I just got some things right. Some things that it isn't what we think it is. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what this whole game is. I can only go by what I've seen in the past, being in the field for a while, a couple of decades. You get to see the same patterns. And you meet a lot of people. And these people hate Greer, yet minus the CE5 shit, everybody should be listening to this guy. Because I used to say Greer doesn't talk to anybody. But guess what? He does. I now know it's a fact. He's dropped names and above top secret of people he's spoken to. You could check it out. You could find those people and verify it if you want. Because that's what they don't like Greer. We don't like Elizondo. Hey, look, I don't believe everything Greer's about, right? I mean, I was Mr. Negative on Greer until I knew the story. That's the whole thing. See? And that's the thing. I don't know Elizondo's story. I only know what we've been told, and none of it can be verified officially. And then when he came out and said he made those sock accounts, and then when he said, I don't negotiate with terrorists, then when he said, I want to take people out behind the house and show them the truth type of shit, I'm paraphrasing. Those are bully tactics. And when he went that route, the gloves come off. And you know what happened when I accepted the challenge? to go behind the barn, as I called it, go behind the house? He denied. He didn't even reply. And that's the typical that side of ufology's response. To run and hide when challenged with logic. Because they know they're bullshitting us. And anything they say can and will be used against them in the court of the public law. And he knows who we are. Right? That's scary. Rich, don't mess with Cahill. Stay away from him. No, I'm sorry. Not Cahill. I take that back. I misspoke. Rich, don't even talk about Richard Butt. Somebody told me. That guy is one bad MFer, I was told. He is DOD, and he is Lou's friend. Do not talk about this guy. All right. I don't know what to say about him, but I tell you what's funny. I did a show the other day called, on the thumbnail, Who is Richard Butt? The first words out of my mouth was, I don't know. I don't know who he is. And I didn't give myself all the time in the world to research it. I probably could have found out if I waited another week and maybe a little longer. But it's funny because now Lou CR is doing a show on Thursday called Who is Richard Butt? Because, he knows who he is because Lou told him. Or he told him. So of course he knows. He does. Don't you think you're being played, dude? Lou, don't you think you're being played and used at this point? They're going to make you look so stupid. Because now you're not enemy number one, but you ain't dating anymore. And rightfully so. That's the thing. You became a victim of your own circumstances. Because you trusted these people who backstab, who lie, and who fake friend people in the community to get what they want, to learn what you're thinking, right? Everything I say here, I say in private. There's no mincing words here. So everything I say about Lou or anybody else, it's the same shit I say to you personally. So I think when people realize that, like, I'll tell you, taking it back to when Fessler fake friended me. And he acted like he hated Lou. Remember? We got it on video, him talking shit about Lou and didn't trust him. And then, private conversations. I remember, I think we talked about Lou or something like that. It was brought up. I just said the same thing because it's true. It's like they're fishing to see if anybody's out to do something. Something that can get them in trouble, I think. And once they find out you're not that kind of threat, they dump you. They don't need you anymore. They got what they wanted. That's all. I was thinking about the story, how Elizondo met Lou CR. Didn't he say that Lou came down to his work or something? Yeah, something like that. It was weird. It was very strange. Yeah, something about how he met Lou Elizondo. I don't really know if I buy the story. I'll have to go back and listen to it. He talked about it on that Alien Addict show, I think. Very odd. And when he was telling it, I'm like, should I interrupt him and say, I don't believe you? Should I say, nah, I just let it go? I mean, I don't want to be enemies with these people. I really don't. At all. It's not my intent. My intent is to explain to you what I see what I've learned, and what I think I know. And a lot of you confide in me. We talk behind the scenes, and a lot of things I say here comes from the conversations we've had. So we are trying to figure stuff out, even when we're not live. We're always talking about it. But I will not stand for the bullshittery in this field by the people in the mainstream media and anybody who supports what they're doing. They just aren't getting it. And until I know more, because they keep telling me I don't get it, and I'm saying they're not getting it, that's because nobody's getting it. Nobody knows. I'll say it again. Said it 10 minutes ago. Me, you, they, them, Lou, me, you. We don't know anything. We think we know. We're probably wrong. But that's the way it's always been done, and that's ufology. Once you learn that everything the mainstream media tells you is not what it's intended for, then you could really relax and see what's really going on in the field. And I'm not saying you become this way over time, but you will become this way over time the longer you stay in this field. It's inevitable. You get hurt too many times, and that's what they're saying now. This is the change. We're not doing that anymore. Things have accelerated exponentially. We've got transmedium craft. Wrong. Do we? We? Transmedium craft. Huh. I've never seen evidence of that. Have you? That's what I thought. However, that one video, where is it from? Where they split off and they actually look like they go in the water? That one, I still can't trust it, but it does look like it goes in the water and then comes out and then splits. And I'm wondering if it's because the angle we're at, it's an illusion. There was always two objects there. It's just they were side by side really close. I can't figure that one out. But that's the best evidence I've seen of anything going in the water, or what looks like it goes in the water. And I think because there's no splash, it looks odd. But then again, I'm not sure if we're seeing that go in the water or go behind some waves and disappear behind the waves. You know how something really close up, like an ice crystal close to the camera, looks like it's going behind something way to hell out there when it's real close? I think it's that kind of an illusion, something like that. Our eyes don't see everything. We see this much in a spectrum that's bigger than the screen. So put that in your sock. Think about it. Let me continue with the Rich Fest over here. I want to know where Joe stops this.
What do you mean screw? What do you mean by that?
That part I don't want on the show.
No, I agree. I agree.
We are still live.
I agree. It shouldn't be on the show because we're still live. But
I will say,
where is it?
I will say this: there is someone in our chat room tonight who has been preaching this message for a while, and a lot of people hated him for it. But he is probably more right than he knows.
I couldn't understand why Richie and you and all of us broke up, but he was frustrated.
No, it was completely.
Okay, great. But I understand. But he was really upset. I knew he was upset with you. I couldn't quite understand the upset. But as I have come to understand what is truly happening, Rich has reached up and said in my mind, the guy knew something was wrong way before the rest of us, and the rest of us are catching up.
Yep.
And I was upset. I was upset with Richie. I was upset with him because he was making my friend unhappy. But in the end, a lot of the stuff he was saying was right.
Yeah.
I know they don't go into details about a lot of the stuff, but that was really kind. I'm not going to keep playing that, and although I like hearing it, I'm not going to lie. It's very rare that I get any accolades for anything I've said. But anyway, such is the conversation. It happened. People are talking about it on Twitter. Joe Murgia, or however you say her name, is talking about it. And he's not even really being a jerk about it. He's just like, well, why are they praising me? You know, they didn't say anything, and that's true. But people who know the story that's going around, you know, they understand it. People understand what's going on. People know what Gufon has said. That's the thing. That's the thing. People know now. And that's what's scary. Now everybody's going to be expecting. And I tell you what, you stay here, subscribe to Gufon, and I guarantee it, you'll be a little more surprised than you are right now. I think you will be surprised at the amount of information, teaching, learning that's going on here. This isn't just an FU fest to people in ufology. Although every day I do talk about somebody being that jerk in the field. It has to be known. And I would expect them to do the same without lying. But they can't help it. They have to make up lies about me, about third phase of moon, about all of us who oppose Manny, all of us who oppose the Lou narrative. That's what's embarrassing. It's like you say you want to have peace in this field. You want to get along with everybody, but yet you don't ever want to talk to us. Ever. I won't go on your show because, I don't like what you said and da-da-da-da-da. Like, if Lou Jimenez wanted to come on the show, he wouldn't come on the show. He says, I didn't email. Of course I emailed you. But you didn't get back to me. And that's what they all do. I would love for all of us to get along. And I know it's an impossible task. And I'm even willing to not ever talk shit about people that aren't in mainstream media. Like, I would hold back the way I feel about certain podcasts and shows. And you know what? I rarely pick on other podcasters. I don't, do I? I don't think I do. But, people who aren't in mainstream media, I would back off of them. Even if you said something stupid, I wouldn't even say anything. I've grown to the point where I can actually do that and then just stick to people in mainstream media and let's all try to figure shit out together. But I know at this point, a lot of people don't even want to talk to Gufon. And that's fine. Maybe over time you will. Maybe you'll see that it's not as bad as you think it is or what you heard. That's what I believe. I believe that's what's going to happen. But that's up to me too. And it's not easy. I've been doing things a certain way for 18 years. But I'm willing to try. I am. I usually try. But I can be seen as a dick, and I understand why. Because people don't like to hear that kind of talk so brash. Like when I said for Lou to get the F out of ufology, or the Christina Gomez thing that they keep harping on, which really wasn't bad. There was one sentence I would take back out of all of that. And everything else I'm fine with. But it's called, when you put yourself in the public eye, expect to be scrutinized. And when it happens to you, don't freak out about it. How can people expect us to not talk about them? I want to get respect, and I want people to listen to my words and not look at my eyes, and then you get up and dance and salsa and lip sync while you're doing an interview with Zieg Fugel? How am I not supposed to talk about that? That is just crazy. I would stop doing stuff like that if people want to really get along and do things the right way. But you know what? I can't trust you guys because I've already tried it. And you guys backstab every chance you get. So, we've got a long way to go in this community. I have a lot to learn. I'm trying to be better as a person that people could see and as a public figurehead, I guess. I don't know what I am. But somebody who talks a lot and is on every day talking about the community, I should be scrutinized too. So I don't have a problem with that. I get it. But when you lie and you make things up and you strategically place clips out of context to make it look like I'm a misogynist, well, that's playing dirty. That's what the other side does. See, it wouldn't even be in my mind to do something like that, but it was in theirs. And that's why I can't trust them. I want to, but it would take a Herculean effort for all of us to get along. Oh, you don't know what's going on. If you only knew. So tell us. Well, I can't. Okay. So now you're claiming you know something that's going on behind the scenes that nobody else knows. Do you know how bullshittery that sounds? Well, it's not. I know what's going on. You don't. Oh, you know how many times I've heard that? And again, I'll say it for the third time. We know nothing. You know nothing. I know nothing. The only people that know what's going on are the people that are actually doing the work with Congress, with the government. Lou knows what's going on because he's in it. So for him, if I was Lou Elizondo, I wouldn't give a shit what anybody says because I know what's going on. He knows what he's doing. But Lou doesn't know everything. That's why he left, was it ATIP? Where did he work? OSAP? That's why he left. He said that in season 1 of Unidentified. When he tried to get approval or whatever, permission to look at something that would further his investigation on a UFO sighting or something, he was told no. And he said, why? And he said, because, Lou, they're demons. Remember that? It was the last 6 minutes of, I think, episode 3 or 4. And he says, demons? I'm not going to have you poking around there, Lou, and unleash the demons. You got it? Now get. Kick rocks. So Lou kicked rocks. He was never out for disclosure. He said that. There's actual words that Lou says he's not about disclosure. So why would I be happy with this guy being with TTSA and everybody in TTSA is FBI or CIA, some sort of government? Why would you trust and donate to the government again when you know all they're doing is lying to you? So now you're going to trust, all 6 of these people are whistleblowing? I mean, they're all whistleblowers? They all know something? Come on, man. The writing was on the wall. You could see 3 out of those 6 people looked like they didn't even want to be there. They know it's bullshit. You know that feeling when your friend does something that you don't approve of, but you have to back him up anyway? That's what it looked like to me. It's like they didn't like it that Lou was coming into the picture. Maybe it's because Lou was going to take over and make sure nothing is transparent. Yeah. Anyway, all I need to tell you is look at where Lou's been, right? Look at where he's been and look at everything else that's failed or didn't meet up to what he said it was going to be. And you have ufology today. And that's it. There are some good things that were done. Yeah, I know. But we had the congressional hearing. But we might as well not have, because it was a nothing burger. The 3 videos, the Gimbal, Go Fast, and Tic Tac, or FLIR 1, what were those? Those weren't evidence. You can't tell what those objects are. Nobody knows. We're still talking about them. Nobody knows what they are. Although we know that one's a bird balloon, right? And then the Gimbal Go Fast it's probably a drone. I don't care what Mick West says or Chris Leto. I think I know visually what I'm looking at. Doesn't scream UFO to me. It just doesn't. But anyway, everything that Lou has been with has failed. TTSA failed. Broke up. Look, he left and now Tom DeLonge's getting back on his feet. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. Once Lou leaves, Lou's like a thunderstorm. He's like a tornado. Comes in, screws everything up, and when he leaves, we got to pick up the pieces. And that's what he did with the community. That was his goal, remember? Even though I think he was saying it more or less like when he said he wanted to destroy ufology and break it up in a million little pieces. Hey, I felt that way too sometimes. I'm like, if we could just get rid of the liars, if everybody automatically took a pill that made them tell the truth, how many people would be here? My God, what about the people who believe they saw something and are telling the truth? Well, you'd have a lot more people staying. Misidentifications are okay. But when you lie, especially when you make money on your lie, there's a guy out there right now. Damn it. I don't know if I can find it. But his girlfriend is selling his UFO pictures. I found her on Twitter, I think. Yeah, it was Twitter, but I don't know how to find her. There's no history, is there? Can you look up your history? So if you're new to Goof On, please like, share, and subscribe. It's how we reach more people about the narrative we believe in. The people's narrative is what I think I'm going to call it, because it is. I think it's the right one. This is not about UFOs and aliens. This is about technology that I think, because I don't know, but I do believe this is about technology that has finally got either perfected or close to perfected. And our government wants to know what people think they're seeing, what it's about. They want to know what the world is seeing. They're trying to get, because in the end, I really believe it's probably us. Maybe it was a secret black project that maybe funded itself. Who knows? Maybe they figured it out. And remember the last February, I think it was American Airlines got buzzed by a cylindrical object, and then Third Phase of Moon broke the story because they had an inside track to it. And 2 days later, it made it out on the news and went national. And everybody was talking about this. And it went right over, he said. He says, just buzzed us, and another airliner said they saw it or something like that. It was amazing. We can't have UFOs doing that. We can't have our own government doing that. I mean, with 200 souls on board, that's a risk they shouldn't be willing to take. And that's what makes me wonder if it is us. Because I think it is rather irresponsible to all those lives that they're putting in jeopardy by having something go hypersonic right over their head. I don't know. I think it was like 2,000 miles an hour, something like that. I don't know. It was pretty fast. I get it. But now, what happened to the threat assessment? No more threat. As soon as we got the preliminary report on June 25th last year, there wasn't a mention of the threat anymore. I'm sorry, I take that back. Rewind. As soon as we got the office, which was AOI MSG, and now it's, I think, what, Adderall? Arrow or something? Yeah. Soon as that office was in the works, the threat assessment ended. That's right. There was no more talk about it. They got what they wanted. Why aren't they still talking about it? That's what bothers me. And then we have people like Ross Coulthart, who's now trying to make a living on UFOs. Right? He's now doing it. So there was an episode that came out. This is what bothers me about this side of ufology, telling us that there's going to be amazing technology that we're going to break, and we're going to tell the public about. It's going to be earth-shattering, as Osvaldo Franco put it, who, by the way, is one of the most woke people in the ufology community you'll ever meet. He donated over $50,000, true story, to TTSA. And he's donating again to the new Tom DeLonge. Imagine you're donating to a company that gave you nothing. You're helping a millionaire get more money. For, would you get out of it? I'm sorry. Nothing. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Why would you do that to yourself? Anyway, so Brandon Fugel is part of tonight's broadcast. Zig Fugel! I call him, Hitler of Skinwalker. That's how I see him, coming in on his helicopter. So, talk about silly. Just silly. It is. It's silly. But he says, one of countless examples. This is the inexperience of Brandon Fugel. Because, he just got here, basically. One of countless examples involved the experimental activity with the Salt Lake Astronomical Society resulting in UFO activity, unexplained manipulation of their closed system and other anomalies, all comprehensively documented with hard data. So Mick West comes back and he says, this is all in Twitterverse here, and he says, laser or light beams pointed into the sky appear to stop at certain distance when viewed from near the source. This does not mean there's something there stopping it, and the certain distance, quote unquote, is really an illusion of perspective and beam divergence. Yes. These guys, you think Travis Taylor would know this, when they pointed their laser to the sky and it didn't keep going into space. They thought something was up there, blocking it. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Yeah. See? Looks like a lightsaber now. There must be a UFO out there. So, if Brandon Fugel believes that, I mean, who's stopping him? He could say anything he wants, right? And people will still believe it. It's weird. We are living in a weird world. This ufology is just bizarre. And the first question, if I ever met Brandon Fugel, is an old joke from the Breakfast Club. And I would say it, does Steven Seagal know that you raided his wardrobe? Unbelievable clothing. That guy is really wild. Really, he is. He's a wild guy, man. I'm telling you, the ego is just, it's crazy. Here's a sighting, unidentified object hovering above a nuclear power plant in northwest U.S., August 28th, yesterday. I tell you what, it's impossible to tell anything. It is. Could be car on a mountain, lights on a mountain. It's out of focus. It's pretty much an irrelevant sighting. It's impossible to tell. These are the things that you cannot say that is a bona fide UFO hovering in the sky. Say what you want, but until I see the background in the daytime, I want to know if there's something on the hill. Could this have been something hovering? Could this been flares? To me, can't tell. I really don't know. All right, we got a few people supporting the show here, it looks like, off PayPal. Dorothy. Aw, thank you, Dorothy. The big I love you. I love you too. Thank you for that. 222. And also from Nathan Nitsky, he says, Nathan Allen, we're out for the truth for everybody. Yes, sir. A $4 support. Thank you very much. Yeah, mucho gusto generoso, folks. You can help support GoofOn. We are a supported show by the public, so you can use Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App, become a member. Just go to the links in the description of every show or the About button on GoofOn's home channel here on YouTube. So, continuing on, I think I've got more things we need to talk about. Yeah, Cahill's really gone off. I heard this guy. I don't know. I never spoke to him. I never met him. I don't know if he knows even who I am. Probably not. But I thought that Cahill was a cool guy. I thought he was pretty much one of us, but he's not, is he? That's what I'm hearing. I'm not going to say anything else, but other than the things I'm hearing are just awful. Awful. He wants that power. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not going to say it. I don't know. But a lot of people have been complaining about Cahill. I think he screwed it up made some shit miserable for Lucy R over there. Something like that. I don't know. See, people think I know all these things. I try to stay out of it.
February 2020, an Airbus A320
This is cool.
is on a routine flight soaring over Medellin, Colombia.
Oh, no, this is not cool. I wanted to show this to you because I think it's been proven now that this was either a balloon, right? I thought this was CGI for sure, but apparently it's not. It's a balloon.
Little does the captain know he's about to
Yeah,
find
we
out
don't have a
he's
big
sharing the
screen.
friendly
You might not
skies.
see it. Remember
pilot
this?
Does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in. A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further. You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has...
I don't know. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't know. All right, so let's talk now. We rarely talk about Tom DeLonge anymore, and I think it's because we all understand who Tom DeLonge is. He's a child in a man's body. He's gullible like Gilligan and believes blindly. And supposedly, I think he did, spoke with a lot of people in the government, told him a lot of things, and he believed whatever it is they told him because he wants to believe so badly. That's the impression of Tom DeLonge. You know, we all know he supports videos that he shouldn't. They're really bad. CGI. Tom DeLonge's latest UFO drop on Instagram was a sighting reported to MUFON last year. And Manny from Area 503, covered the sighting himself and show it in its native form without alteration. Huh? I want to see what Tom DeLonge's been peddling.
First, this strange black cylinder was caught on film in a photograph by a passenger on a commercial airplane. Well, that sure is interesting. But I'm not convinced that it's some sort of craft of any kind, because if that's the case, that thing would be freaking huge.
I just want the Tom DeLonge one.
And we'll move along to our next sighting. This next piece of footage was captured on a security camera that caught these strange orbs on a string or strand being pulled through the air.
Oh my God, remember that?
That really is cool. And I gotta tell you guys, I've seen something like this before, and I thought it looked like a spider web with some kind of that seemed to be captured near an airport.
I think
well, that's
this was
interesting. Let's take a look.
What the hell is that?
Indeed, what is that?
It's an airplane. It's an airplane.
Whoa, what in the fuck?
That's an airplane, folks. A lot of people think these are Tic Tacs. They are not.
Okay, I'm confused.
Well, you're a little bit out of focus.
That is not a goddamn airplane.
It is an airplane. That's why you said it.
That's an airplane.
Yeah.
I agree. That's no airplane because you got a good shot of an airplane.
Is this the one Tom DeLonge's posted recently? Or this one? Come on. I don't understand.
On local radar, and definitely the pilots that were taking off and landing should have spotted this thing and reported it as well, but there was no
the reason there was no report because they know it's an airplane. Okay.
At first we just see this strange, silent, hovering, saucer-shaped UFO.
That looks fake
what
already.
What is that thing doing there?
Even the way it's
just hanging out.
It looks wrong already.
Is it some sort of a probe or an observation satellite?
It's a probe, Johnny.
It's hard to tell. I mean, it's just chilling. Doesn't seem like it's doing anything bad or a threat to anyone. But it does seem somewhat ominous, just chilling out.
God, it doesn't even match.
Floating there. Watch what it does here.
Okay.
What? That's gotta be CGI, right? I mean, that truly...
Yeah, I don't know if that's the sighting from Tom DeLonge that he posted recently. So I do have Tom DeLonge's Instagram account up just to see And I didn't see anything that was here. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah. Let's see. Insta, where are ya? So why isn't it pulling up? Here it is. Oh, maybe it is that. No, see, that wasn't in there. Oh, it was. Oh, that's it. Oh, wow. So that's the one Tom DeLonge thinks is real. Tom DeLonge up here says, "To the Stars Media changed the world. It really did." Yeah, I don't know. But Tom DeLonge, he loves CGI. How could anybody back up a guy who backs up CGI, especially in the UFO field? This is what I don't understand. But Tom DeLonge doesn't care about you or me. He only cares about the people who don't know. And guess what? A lot of people don't know. They think that's a real UFO because Tom DeLonge put it there. Why would a guy, post it there? Who's TTSA, he wouldn't ruin his reputation. He doesn't care what people think about his reputation. That's why. All right, what else we got? Anything I'm playing here, I'll put the link in the show's description when the show ends. This is interesting. Ross Coulthart. Let's get you caught up on this. I may have played this the other day, but...
Mandate reporting about UAPs in a way that, frankly, has never happened before. We asked Ryan what he thought this phenomenon was, what was going on inside the government.
Oh yeah, this is Ryan Graves. This is what I forgot to play the other day. Let's hear what Ryan Graves has to say.
And he's a very thoughtful fellow. This is what he said.
You know, I don't know either way where the truth lies, but I will say that from my perspective as a former, tactical aviator, having these objects overhead any of our naval assets is a big no-no. It's just completely unacceptable to think that either we're allowing these things to operate because we are afraid to actually look at this problem in the face and treat it seriously, or...
So we're allowing, he's just throwing out the idea. So we're allowing this to happen. Now I lost my own train of thought. I can't talk. I can't do two things at once.
We are afraid to actually look at this problem in the face and treat it seriously, or...
Are we afraid to look at this problem straight in the face and take it seriously? Is the government afraid? Yes and no. The government wants to know about it if they don't already. That's why they're flying in the airspace with impunity. That's why. Because it's our own shit, I believe. I do. I believe it's the Americans. I don't know if it's China. Maybe it is China. Because they have the drone technology that's beyond ours, right? I used to say it was China all the time. It's got to be China because if it's drones, then it's China. Well, maybe it's a private corporation that has gone rogue, right? And nobody can find out who these people are. Maybe, I don't know how, when you have the strength of the government behind you with unlimited funds to find out who would be flying these drones. Don't you think they would want to know? 2 years, Ryan Graves and pilots said they saw these UFOs almost every day. Yet, nobody has a picture of it. But they do. They do. Remember? With the gimbal, Go Fast, and Tic Tac, those 3 videos, there's 24 others that were in the same box. Pretty much, for lack of a better term, in the same file perhaps, that weren't released. But what they did, they gave us 3 of the worst videos you could show anybody. Yeah, and we're talking about it 5 years later still. Matter of fact, 7 or 8 years later, because a couple of those videos I think were already out. One of them. So they give us those videos, yet there's a lot of witnesses to the Nimitz, the Russell, supposedly, Ryan Graves and his buddies. There's got to be somebody with the cell phone filled with these things if they saw them every day for almost every day for 2 years. So I've even gone as far to say, because you and I don't know, for the third, fourth time I'll say it, we don't know, so we have to speculate. What if there is no Tic Tac? Because we've never seen one. We never saw one in 4K, HD, 720, 360. Maybe in, what's under that? 240, 180? We've never seen the Tic Tac. And we only have maybe 10 to 12 witnesses that went on record saying they saw something that looked like what Fravor saw, what he dubbed a Tic Tac. Right? Not a lot of witnesses, but apparently there's over 50 of them. Over 60, I believe. Hell, there may be 200 witnesses. If they saw them for 2 years, almost every day, for 2 years, they saw them. Where are those witnesses? We only have the script writers and the script readers doing this work right now. Who's the script writers? I want to know who's running the show. It's not Lou. Maybe Mellon has something to do with it. But this whole thing that's playing out right now is for something you and I haven't thought of. Or maybe we did and we just don't know. But this is not about aliens. This is about technology more than anything. Is it alien technology? Or is it archival, they dug it up and who knows?
Or we find ourselves in some type of conflict that the general public's not necessarily aware of. But either way, we can't be having objects flying over our ships without the ability to stop it.
One of the things, Bryce, that we asked Ryan was what he thinks is going on. Is there a cover-up? Is there an attempt by the Air Force in particular to conceal what it knows? I think his analysis is important. So this is what he told us.
Okay.
I have to assume that they know much more than the public's telling us. I mean, we know for a fact that these objects are out there, and we have a bunch of radar data that shows us how they perform. So, without question,
we have a bunch of radar data that shows us how they perform? Did he just say that?
I mean, we know for a fact that these objects are out there, and we have a bunch of radar data that shows us how they perform. So,
has anybody seen this data? Anybody? Hey, Rich. What's up, Gary? You guys need me? I haven't been looking in the chat because I'm just working. I'm sorry. What are you guys talking about in here? Alien bump. And layman people, not knowing what we all know to be true, think that the UFOs from the fellas are awesome. Yeah. You're right. The narrative remains. It does. There's nothing I can do about it. Me and other researchers, there's not enough. The mainstream media doesn't want to talk to us. They'll only talk to government officials or unless we have a picture of a UFO or alien, Tucker Carlson ain't talking to us. But that's the problem I have. The civilians are the ones that are going to get the data. Everybody knows it. Every show I go to, I hear people saying it. We say it. They say it. It's not going to come from the government. Nobody believes the government anymore except a few. And you're still holding on to Lou with the few grasps that you have left because your ego or pride won't allow you to see what the other side sees. I saw what your side sees, and it just was like a seesaw, see? Didn't make sense. But where's the radar data? There's tons of radar data? What is he talking about? You mean the 6 seconds we got here of 3 little objects going 80 knots? 120 knots? Whatever it is, it's not fast. What radar? What radar? Tic-tac radar? Is there tic-tac radar? I've never seen it. Look, I don't think the tic-tac exists. It's a joke. It is. It's got to be. Because if something doesn't make sense, something's wrong. This doesn't make sense to me, what we're seeing. What narrative is going on right now. It doesn't make sense. Not to me. Hey, I only know what I see. And other people see what we all see, and they feel now more than ever, it's growing. People are starting to realize that something's wrong. And apparently, I'm more right than I know, which is interesting, because like I just said 5 times this show, I know nothing. I only know what's thrown in front of me. That is it. That's it, you know? So when somebody tells me I've got this smoke and gun evidence, I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I know you don't. I'm going to show you an example from my camera. I mean, it's a year older or newer. It's the Nikon P1000. I have the 900, which was donated by Mr. D.B. Cooper, 77. And it is a freaking awesome camera for ufology. Now the P1000, it's a little bit better. Just a little, not much. Which is why I'm not rushing out to go get it. Because I really love and I know my P1000, P900 now. But this is an example of how a camera with this type of zoom, I'll explain as we go. And before I do, who's this guy? Cash 45, a New Zealand, $35. Great show tonight, Rich. Love what you do, bro. Thank you, man. Freaking awesome. I want to celebrate that. I do. Let's celebrate that. Yeah. Truthology for ufology. That's right, baby. Thank you, Cash45. You're a continuing supporter of Goof On. Mucho gusto, generoso. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks. Mike Johnson, $7 super dono. A dono means there's no super sticker and no comment. It's nothing, no. It's just pure love, Mike. Thanks, Mike Johnson, with the super dono. Appreciate it, bro. Let's give you a little ride. How about we do this for you? Come on, Mike. Let's go. Whoa, we're going to go. Let's go. We get out of here and go right there. No. Yeah, we did it. We made it, bro. I hope you enjoy the flight. Enjoy. We'll see you on the other side, Mike. Mike's going to enjoy that ride. All right, check this video out. This is going to show you how and why UFOs are freaking blurry, shaky, and just don't look the way you want them to. I can't. Friggin' music. Who gives a shit? All right. So they're about 3/4 of a mile away. Okay. That's not even a mile. And it's starting to get a little fuzzy, right? Now watch. Just over 1.5 miles away. It's now on and out, on and off. It's still clear, but not 100%. If your vision was 2020, it is now 2030. And here's almost 2.5 miles. Your vision's about 2040 here. Look how far it is, though. How far do you think UFOs are from the average camera? It could be 1 mile. It could be 10. Watch this. This is over 3 miles, I believe. Watch. Amazing. Look at this. You can't even see him. Wow. 3.1 miles. Okay? Usually, a UFO sighting, and I say this because I'm only using my own experiences, I think usually the objects are between 2 to 5 miles away. And with the camera that I was using, a Sony Handycam from 2004, that had no imaging stabilizer, and it had, what else it didn't have? Well, whatever. It didn't have all the, it wasn't digital, it was high 8. That's why when I look through the binoculars, and you look at an object through the binoculars, and then you go and take video of the same thing, it doesn't even look alike. You can see the general shape, but you can't see any detail. And with this camera, at only 3 miles, 2.5 miles, things were starting to get pretty blurry, weren't they? So, say what you want. If you're using a cell phone and you've got an object at least 1 mile away, it's not going to be that clear. And don't blame yourself for that. It's probably 3 to 4 miles away. So, who's this guy? $5 from FAP. Gonna act gush all over the skies of Skinwalker Ranch and watch Zeke Fugel and Travis Taylor call it Alien Dogmen. You gonna watch it? Well, we'll do that. We'll do that for sure right after the show. FAP throwing it down. $5 super chat. He gets it. You've always gotten it. You're a continuing supporter of Goof On. Thank you very much, FAP. Throwing down the 5-ski. The Finster, they say, right? It's a Finski. Thanks, man. I hope I didn't miss anybody tonight. We're still going a little bit. We still got some time here. Did I? I didn't miss anybody. No. No. All right. I didn't miss anything. All right, so let me pull something else up. I thought that video was great. It does. It shows exactly, even with someone holding a sign, not even moving, just at 3 miles away, which is about 16,000 feet. Not that far. Even a camera like that, it's going to come in a little blurry. Imagine a UFO moving around. So there's this guy out there on Twitter named Dan Lewandowski. Anybody know this guy? I talked about him 3 weeks ago, and he got very upset with me because everything he's showing on Twitter that he's saying is a UFO is not. The guy's just, I think he's messing with everybody. Like this lens flare, he's saying these are UFOs. He's got so much garbage. Just, keep an eye out for that. See this right here? It's probably coming from here, up here. See, it's reflecting light. Maybe it's just boom, boom. It's hard to tell, but it's not what he says it is. And that is an orb that's living. It is not. That, to me, that Dan Lewandowski guy seems like he's a paid shill to be here. That's how stupid that is. Some of these people are paid to screw with us. Don't you think the government's doing that? Anyway, we're going to end it now. I want to thank everybody for hanging out today on Goof On. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. We had a lot of people here tonight. I want to thank everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know you want to. Don't you want to know what we're doing? No? All right. Well, I'm glad you stopped by anyway. Thank you. I didn't even wear my nice shirt. We had a nice audience tonight. I didn't even have a nice shirt on. Thank you, newcomers and veterans. Thank you very much for your time, everything. And you what? Before you go, you know what we are over here? Yeah! Truthology for ufology. That's right. That's right. It's what we are. So, we'll be back. Tomorrow morning, we have a show at noon on Goof On Lives, our sister channel. We're going to have a good one tomorrow morning. I promise you we're going to have fun. And we'll be back here tomorrow night, Tuesday, on Goof On at 7 p.m. Eastern. Alien bless.